Hi guys, Jim Kelso here. I'd like to thank Dave for inviting me to be part of this presentation today. Thanks, Dave. And I thought instead of doing something in the shop, I'd come out into the wilderness near my home. We're about, me and the flies, we're about 5 miles from home here. And people fairly frequently ask me where I get my inspiration, and certainly studying the masters of the past is very inspirational and educational, and something I still do a lot of. But more and more over the past few years, I've tried to draw directly from nature more and more. And I come out to, I have some favored places I come to and haunt around, and try to tap into the power and the mystery here. And so I'd like to share some of those places with you today. First we'll head down to the stream. You can probably hear it a little in the background here, and see what we can see. So thanks for watching. This video moves at Kelso speed, so I won't be offended if anybody nods out. Feel free. I'm often stunned at the power of water to sculpt and detail rock. This is a particularly beautiful area with uplifted, they call it Moortown Formation, and it dates from the time that the continent of Africa slammed into North America. This formation is full of detail like this that's mighty reminiscent of pattern welded, mokume, wood grain, really gorgeous stuff. I also love how the flowing stream is always leaving new arrangements of leaves, sticks, and other things. And I've worked a lot of these things into my recent pieces. So here's quite a striking example of how something found in nature may have been at some point turned into quite a striking piece of artwork. This is a declining birch tree, gray birch, and the outer bark is peeled away, revealing this very beautifully patterned inner bark, and reminiscent of a couple of things that come to mind for me: the megalithic spirals at Newgrange, and also some Australian Aboriginal art with swirling patterns. Easy to see how these could be translated into intersecting scrolls, triscales, that sort of thing. Extremely lovely. I'm out in our yard and garden now, and you may have noticed how ferns show up in my work a fair bit. And here's the royal fern, somewhat an uncommon fern around here, and it throws up these beautiful, I'm not sure what they call the reproductive parts. I love what Gary Snyder has to say about wildness and the difference between wildness and wilderness. And wilderness may be actually fairly hard to define, but wildness is everywhere and can't be held down, springs up in spite of our best efforts to concretize and cover it over, blot it out. Even coming up between chunks of concrete, grasses will grow up anywhere. Here's a nice shot of the maidenhair and how it comes from that radiating form. Another of my favorite ferns, the sensitive fern, here in amongst a bunch of Jerusalem artichokes. Yeah, this fern has almost a more leafy aspect to its structure. And we're just losing pine needles now overhead. I used this fern on a iron tsuba I made a few years ago. It has a lovely kind of upright habit. You often see just single fronds of it growing almost straight up. Jean and I love to grow peonies. The other thing I wanted to mention was the use of imagination. I think imagination is definitely one of the top tools in our box. And I think to make the best use of it, you should use it as much as possible, just like any muscle. More peonies. This is a single in with the Joe Pye weed. You probably noticed that I appreciate the small and intimate parts of nature. The grand scale is fine, but I'm always amazed at what there is to be found by looking closer. And I'm at the top of one of my favorite places here. This is like a little mini mountain range. It's about 2 meters left to right, and just an amazing little formation, even complete with a lake up at the top. So let's head down and I'll show you the waterfall below. I forgot to mention earlier, I'd like to thank Don for suggesting I do this kind of video. And I think it's remarkable the contribution the forums had to bringing people together in this way. And Don and I spoke last week, and both of us are just very gratified by the presence of young people coming into the field and their really amazing abilities developed. So really keep up the great work, everyone. This is my favorite Kelso fog. Fog Kelso. Love that spirit pattern.